I would like to give you some of my advice when it comes to move over from CD-based system to hard drive-based system. This is my personal point of view. There are many different ways you can do it, but I have chosen to focus how to find the songs on the Denon Media Players with help of folder searching. So this guide is focused on that part. Remember, there are many other ways to search for song on the Denon Media Player, but if you choose to using folder search, you can use some of my advice. So what software do I need? First of all, you need a CD rip software. I recommend you to actually go and buy DB Power Amp. You can try it out 30 days for free. It's a really good tool. You can also use Windows Media Player. Then you need a software to edit your EDT tags. I have chosen to use EDT Tagit. It's a free tool. You can download it on the web. Then you need Denon Music Manager that you get from Denon. Of course, you also need a USB hard drive to store your MP3 files on. Now, when it comes to organize the file structure on the drive, the challenge is actually how to find a song later on. My advice is to try to map your folder structure similar as your record case is. Some of you sort your record case in pop, rock, house. Then you also need to come up with a naming convention of your MP3 files. I've chosen to use BPM, artist and title in all my MP3 files. Then it's time to start ripping your CDs. You do that by using a rip software. Using DB Power Amp. You can use Windows Media Player if you want. When your CD is inserted in the CD drive on your computer, most of the software go out to internet and figure out what CD you have inserted, so you don't need to type in your artist and song title on every songs. Important thing to know is that you need to configure a software to rip the files in constant bitrate. Denon support various bitrate, but not fully. So some of the function will not work if you not have your MP3 files in constant bitrate. Next step is to start the Denon Music Manager. When you start the software, up to the left and right click on your USB drive and choose Create Database. After you have done that, you can highlight all your songs and you can go up and right click and choose Auto BPM. Now the Denon Music Manager will calculate the correct BPM and will store that data in the MP3 files in the ED3 tag. This will take some minutes to do that, depending how fast your computer is. If you have the new Denon DNS 3700, you also can create wave display using Denon Music Manager, the latest version. You do that by more or less the same as you do with the BPM. Right click and choose Create Wave Data. After you have done these two steps in Denon Music Manager, it's time to rename all the files so it follows your naming convention on MP3 files. You're using the software EDT Tagit to do that. First of all, so you get the artist and song title started with a capital. Then you can right click and choose tag version 2 function and then tag to file name. If you do that, you can get the BPM information from the EDT tag, then artist and then title. So the software will rename the file following this naming convention. And you save the data and exit the software. Now I start a normal Windows Explorer window and need manually to rename the files. The reason why I need to do that manually is that Denon store the BPM value in 4 numbers. In my case, I just want 3. So BPM value below 100 I rename, so it starts with a 0, so it's sorted in the beginning, and I remove the last character of BPM value over 100. When you rename files or move files or delete files, the best way to get it work again is to delete the folder Denon DJ in the root directory of the USB drive. And then you right click on in Denon Music Manager once again and create database. This is my point of view. I know that it should work just to update the database, but to be sure, if you don't have any playlist saved, it's easier to delete the Denon DJ folder and recreate the database.